What's going on, you beautiful people? Welcome to Robe Talk, everybody. Episode 27. Thought we'd never see the day because, frankly, I've just been too lazy to do the podcast, but we're here, y'all. Okay? A lot of stuff's been going on. We're going to talk about it. It's an open conversation. This is, if you're prejudiced, if you're racist, homophobic, transphobic, whatever, it's your time to leave. Hit the door. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, my guy. If you're optimistic and you want to see a kid in a robe with curly short hair talk about his feelings, stick around. You're in the right place. But look, guys, I just wanted to check in on everybody. I hope that you're doing well in these tough times. We were already dealing with a pandemic, but then we got hit with another virus, and it's called racism. It's been around for 400 plus years. It's disgusting. I can't believe that it's actually stood the test of time. But look, it's an elephant in the room, and it's been in the room for a while. And the deal is I feel like for myself, I don't like to get super political or anything crazy or any of that. I really leave that for the experts. But being an occupant of the world at these times, I think that if you're not speaking your truth and not speaking what you believe in, you're kind of just like an innocent bystander that you're in the way of change getting done. So I think that the deal is like, look, for me, I stand on the side of Black Lives Matter. Obviously, it makes the most sense for me just because I've lived my life and exemplified actions of, respecting, treating everybody equal, and just enjoying, honestly, making a concerted effort to always include those of different cultures, of different ethnicities, of different religions, having those people in the room because I value their perspective on things. And I think that, for me, I can't say that I have no experience of, understanding what racism feels like towards me. I am totally out of that. I don't claim to have any sort of affiliation with feeling those feelings. I can't claim that. And I totally understand that, but I've seen how it's affected others. I've seen how it affects close friends of mine and how it affects people that I work with, and it's disgusting. And for me, I also believe that it's been something that I'm quick to, for years and years and years, I'm quick to not necessarily call out on, but notice it. And I feel like when I see it and I feel it and I notice that it's going on with somebody that I care for, or not even that, if I just see it in the news or anything, it's something that bothers me and I think it needs to be said. And unfortunately, it took, the death of George Floyd to talk about this right now. I feel like I've been talking about it for years. I feel like many people have been, but if this is what it takes to get to the boiling point of actual change, then that's what it is. And again, it's like Black Lives Matter, but you know what? It's like I saw somebody post, and I'm not taking credit for this quote whatsoever, but it's like Black Lives Matter is great, but like Black Lives Mattering should be the minimum. There should be Black Lives are, they're valued. We care about Black lives. We appreciate Black lives. And the other thing is like it should only go up from here, and so for me, I know that the other thing that really is prevalent in today's culture is Black culture. I feel like we pull so much. Everything is attributed to some form of Black culture. Music, art, cinema, whatever. There's a lot of correlation to, many powerful creatives that are of color and of different descent, of different, ethnicities and things like that. And so to undermine the workings of them previously and now is honestly just offensive in that regard, because look, all of my Mount Rushmore of people that I've looked up to forever as with music, creativity, they're all Black. And that's just how it is. And I appreciate them. And that's who I care for. And I've had friends growing up who are Black and of different colors, Hispanic, Latino, whatever it is. That's just the way I was raised. And that's the way that my parents, taught me how to approach people and really promote equality with everybody. And so I just hope that all of this, if anything, is a moment for just realization and progress and where we are. And the thing is like, look, for all this time in my life, I've appreciated black people. I've done nothing but respected black people, and it's just embedded in me. So for, it to be a moment, obviously I'm going to support, because it's been something that I've supported for so long just in my daily life. But I think that the real change happens when we all start to really implement this into our lives and the way that we live, really, every day. And so that's how real change happens, and I'm happy to see that there is change happening. And look, man, I love seeing the protests. It makes me happy when I see people peacefully protesting and all that. I don't know that the looting and all that is what's good, but I also don't know that can be directly attributed to the same groups that are peacefully protesting. I mean, it's like there's differences there, and I think that the problem is that you try and make blanket statements with, oh, well, there's looting and this or that going on. Look, there are people with good intentions out there that are trying to make a change and use their voice for good, and that's what really needs to be the focus, okay? There's people that are always going to be creating a ruckus, creating something and taking advantage of the moment, and I saw Cuomo say that, and I love Cuomo, and I'm a Cuomo-sexual, and that's just how it is. But look, I saw Cuomo say something very smart, and it kind of resonated with me, as many things that resonate with me from him. He said, criminals are smart, and the way that they approached that situation was they saw a moment, they saw an opening for looting, they saw a moment for all of that, and they went and they did that. And that's just how it is. And there's always going to be those people in the room, and so unfortunately that's a part of it. But I don't attribute that to the Black Lives Matter group, and I don't believe that that's part of their message either. So that's all that I wanted to say. And I know that, I posted, I've donated. If you want to donate, that's up to you. I'm not going to force that upon you, because I don't want you to donate for the sake of, oh, well, Alex Angelo donated or Kim Kardashian donated. I want you to donate because you want to donate. And I think that that's another important thing. Now, look, I am an influencer. I want to use my voice for good. It's the whole thing with the Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. And I wanted to use my voice. I felt like I wanted to do it on the appropriate platform. And this was it for me. I feel most comfortable in long-form conversation environments such as this. When it comes to 30 seconds, 60 seconds, a Instagram post, a Twitter feed. You've seen my Twitter. You see how I feel. And that's just it. This felt like the most comfortable response for me. And the other thing is like, I didn't do it. I didn't want to delay it or anything. I've made it very prevalent of how I feel about it, obviously, because it's important and it's how I feel. But at the same time, I was listening, and I wanted to listen to the conversation that was being had, because these conversations are probably the most valuable things that are going to come out of this, aside from the law changes and, things like that. But look, man, to everybody that I've worked with, to everybody that I will work with, to everybody that I see and that I'm friends with in my daily life that is black or of a different color or different descent, I salute you. I've saluted you for years. I love you. We appreciate you, and we will continue to implement you into my life. And that's just how it is. And I appreciate everybody who understands that message. I don't want to get, like I'm all of a sudden a political figure or anything like that. Then again, I do believe that politics are a part of music, and I believe that politics are a part of art, and I'm a part of art, and I'm a part of music, and I'm also a part of Black Lives Matter, and that's just how it is. So that's all I have to say. That's really it. And it's not out of it's just out of love, really. It's really out of love. And I love these people. And I've called up people and said, hey, checking in on you. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Those types of things matter. I really do believe that. And though it's a tough time, and I feel like we're all confused as for what's going on, the best thing that will happen and that will push us forward is those check-ins, is those making sure, is those moments of, hey, just coming to check in on you because it's a very rough time. We all have our struggles every day, even aside from the pandemic and aside from this whole thing going on with George Floyd's death and all of that. It's like we all already had a whole palette of issues going on. Now we have a palette of issues going on that now overlap what we're going through and what we're trying to deal with. And it's a lot. It's hard to stay on your toes. It's hard to stay up. And so I just wanted to come out and talk about this, say how it is, say how I feel about it, and kind of just say unapologetically, like, if you're not about equality with people, if you're not about, this movement, I don't reside on your side. I don't understand your standpoint on things. So not to be combative in any way. I wish you well, but at the end of the day, this is how I feel, and I care about Black lives. I care about all. I mean, the thing is like when you say the all lives thing, it's like that's not what the focus is right now. The focus is Black Lives Matter, and you can't care about all lives until we care about Black lives. And that's it. Closing, I appreciate all of you. Just be kind to one another. I think that what is going on, obviously I feel like there's been like honestly a wave of a lot of posts going around where it's like, we like to trash 2020 a lot, and it's kind of become the meme of like the year, honestly, is like, oh, well, 2020, man, it just sucks. But I've also seen kind of a wave that I semi-agree with where it's like, nah, unfortunately, as painful as it is, we may need 2020. Like, it actually may take 2020 to implement the changes and implement the reform in a lot of avenues, really, in our daily lives, in our ways we approach people, in the ways we talk to people. Like, it may have taken 2020 to rip the Band-Aid off on a lot of things that are going wrong and that have been going wrong for years and years and years. And so while it sucks right now, and while it's like you don't know how to attribute and piece together, like you haven't seen the full movie yet. That's essentially what I'm saying. And I feel like, when you're in the moment and you're in the thick of it right now, it's like, it's really terrible, and it is. But I'm telling you that I think that as we progress and as we get better and improve as a human race, we will now see the benefits of these conversations that we're having, the dialogue that's out there, the allies that step up and protest, those types of things, those painful things. I hate to be cliche, I hate to, but it's gotta rain before a rainbow. And that's just how it is, and it's as simple as that. And so for me, it's kind of the way that I'm taking it, but that's no way to justify terrible actions being done. It's not, I don't think that, on the other side of that, you can look at it in that light and be positive about it, but I also think that it's important to not undermine the things that are going wrong and the things that have been going wrong. So it's like, by no way am I justifying, oh, well, it's got to rain before a rainbow, so this stuff just needs to happen. By no means am I saying that, because it doesn't. But I think that, honestly, we're figuring out ways so that it doesn't happen again. And I think that that's big. And so I know that I've been having a lot of conversations, even in Nashville, with my people there, because it's different there. I mean, take it down to not everybody's wearing masks. I mean, it's a different climate. And as you move around the USA, you'll notice that. And I've been fortunate to travel the USA and see the differences and understand that, but not even to the extent that these people do. Because it's like, dude, I have no grasp on what racism feels like directed towards me whatsoever. Like, no grasp. I don't. And I can't say that I will. I can't say that I understand it. But the way that we move forward is by listening and by talking about it. Because the more clear approach we have on it is the better way of just maybe understanding and giving people just the benefit of your time and your ears and your conversation with them. So if anything, that's what I feel like this moment serves. It's very tough, even for myself, just because it's just like, dude, it's sad. Like, it's tough. Like, waking up these days is not the easiest. And I know that has to do with other things as well, but I respect everybody out there who's protesting and doing it in a way where it's peaceful and honestly, it's like, dude, that's just how it is. There's good people out there in the world, and I think that that's also been showcased. I don't think that should be undermined either. This thing has shown that there are good people out there, and I love that, and it makes me happy. And I do believe that there are good cops and good and bad cops out there too. It's like, dude, there's good people and bad people out there too, and there happen to be cops that are good because they're people, and there happen to be cops that are bad because they're people, and that's just how it is. And so when I see videos of cops walking with the protest, cops talking about, you guys have your freedom of speech, we're allowing you to do what you want to do, we stand with you. When I see even cops I saw a cop that was standing, or no, rather, I saw a army officer, I don't know how to say that, serviceman, whatever the respectful way, politically correct way of saying it. I saw him standing, and you could see his lips moving to the chant of what the protesters were saying. And he was a black individual, and I could see his lips moving, and he was sitting there, and it was a powerful image. And I think that we're starting to see a lot of those, and especially through the spread of Twitter, Instagram, whatever. We're using the modern tools of our time to spread those images, whereas those images would then be spread through textbooks or whatever. Like before, it would be, oh my God, this was a powerful image because this was Tank Man, and you could see the guy standing in front of the tank, and that's like a really iconic image. I feel like we're getting those every day, to be honest, and we would not have those without the likes of social media or those platforms. And so it's really incredible, and it's honestly, now the news may obscure the vision a little bit, obviously, but that's almost like it's a given. It's been that way for years, but it's through the power. The power is really with the people with online. We create our own news, and it's really incredible. And so seeing the different protests, seeing the different things, and so it's obviously a somber situation, but I feel like people are really standing up and taking a stand. And I really think that the death of George Floyd, may he rest in peace, really could be the turning point in American and human history, to be honest. And so, again, it's making the pain that has been going on for 400 plus years somehow reach a new wave of change. And I think that's important. And I feel like myself, anybody else in the world, should have the right, as we are Americans, to speak their piece on it. And so that's why I chose this platform to do it. Like I said before, long form conversation feels way more approachable to me than a tweet or than a whatever. When you're confined to a tight space of, hey, you got this many characters or this many whatevers, it could be questioned for inauthenticity. It could be questioned for, promotion of trying to tag along to the balloon that's already rising of Black Lives Matter. I don't want it to be like that. This should be the proving point of where I stand, how I feel about it, and that's it. So, with that being said, bless all of you. Stay safe out there. Be kind to everybody. And look, I love you guys so much. Stay safe, and wear a mask. Why not? It looks cool. I think it looks dope. So rock a mask. Peace, everybody.